Hello, everybody. This is Jay with Guilty of Crime. I made it. I think I was in the wrong one. I was doing a mic check and I was on the wrong one. It looks like there's some people on here, and that's awesome because I'm not sure that anybody has seen anything about Elijah Vue. Have you all seen the Amber Alert about that? So, yes, everybody, please hit that like button. Let's share this after as well, please. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. What's up, Carly? I need your email. If you're still on here, I messaged you. I'll need an email address. Sadie's Mama, Juror 13. You actually prompted me to do this live. So, yes, I'm going to do that. Sadie's Mama, I have your email. It says, got off another live and now I'm here. So I am going to talk about this little boy, Elijah Vue, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't end like the little girl, the little blonde girl. What is her name? Somebody can tell me. That just happened days ago where they found her tied to a rock, and it was the guy with the big swastika sign on his arm. So let's say prayers that that doesn't happen. Okay, everybody, please. I'm going to share my screen with Elijah Vu and give you a quick Audrey. Yes, I don't know how. Oh, and it may be worse. You're right. So let's talk about this, and I'm going to go over this and show you some pictures of this beautiful little boy. I don't understand how this happens. And, every time I get on here, I talk about coming from a mother of two kids, one of them 24, one of them 9. And it never matters how old they are because they're all beautiful. And it hurts me real bad when I see this. Um, and if Elijah has met his fate, if anybody knows, but let's go over the case because as of right now, a few minutes ago, he's still missing. So let's talk about this and talk about how each day progressed and the parents being arrested. But they're not talking. So they're making sure they hold them so that they can't get out and do something if that's the case. So let's go over that. I don't want to go over this one yet. We have some things to talk about. So you all know Elijah Vue. If you don't know about I put the wrong name up there. It's okay. It doesn't matter. So we're doing the summary of this and kind of a little timeline. And you see the parents there, Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vang. This beautiful little boy. So he's a 3-year-old boy. He was reported missing in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. He was last seen by an adult caregiver around 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Now, obviously, this was last Tuesday at the residence in Two Rivers. His mother, Katrina Bauer, sent him to the home of her friend, Jesse Vang, as a form of disciplinary action. Now, I don't know how you can discipline a little boy like this. What kind of discipline could you possibly do a little boy like this? I can't understand. I really just don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. My discipline is saying, here, have a popsicle and please stop crying. Don't cry. Whatever you're doing, don't cry. It's okay. That's my discipline. Not much. I get in trouble for it all the time. But all right, so authorities have now arrested Bauer and Vang on suspicion of child neglect in connection with his disappearance. The search efforts continue as of today, with specialized rescue teams scouring the area for any sign of this beautiful little boy. The community support efforts to find Elijah are definitely crucial in this difficult time. Let's hope for a safe return and may the search yield positive results. I see the chat and I see that his fate may already be sealed. But let's talk about his fate being sealed. Look at what happened to Harmony. We know her fate sealed and there's a conviction, and still they don't have her body to lay it to rest. So, an intensive search is currently underway for the 3-year-old, the missing 3-year-old. We're still going to call him missing and hope that any prayers can help. Now, I don't understand why this happened, but the boy was allegedly sent with a man for disciplinary reasons. If anybody could think of what type of discipline you could possibly do, I'm thinking some other bad things that I probably don't want to talk about. But Manitowoc County District Attorney, I think it's Jacqueline LeBray, made the allegation in court Friday in reference to the disappearance of Elijah Vue, who was last seen last Tuesday. LeBray referred to Vue's mother, Katrina Bauer, 31 years old, and the man her son was allegedly sent to stay with, Jesse Vang. You can see them down here. I'm going to show you them in court later because we know we love to watch court and hearings. So I actually have the hearing to watch. Let me check the comments for a second, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, he's 3 years old and he's so beautiful. I have no idea. It says we have brand new evidence on Delphi case, which has been in Delphi since. Yes. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm going to read these here. We have brand new evidence on the Delphi case, which we have been in Delphi since the girls were missing. Yeah, right. I'm looking at some of the comments, but if anybody sees anything new or breaking news while I'm talking about what's happened so far, please let me know. All right, so the charges haven't they as of now they're filed and the documents in the case were sealed. The remarks in court and information from the police shed some light on the disappearance. This kid was 3 foot 50-pound boy with sandy blonde hair. I'm not really sure what the heritage is. It doesn't say. It says in Hmong heritage. I guess that may be some kind of Asian descent. I'm not sure. Police said in a statement that someone who claimed to be Elijah's adult caretaker called authorities shortly before 11 a.m. last Tuesday to report that he was missing from the residence in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and was last seen there at 8 a.m. So 3 hours later, somebody called it in. A massive search was launched and a statewide Amber Alert. So there is an Amber Alert. Let's say in good graces that somebody took him and maybe took him to another state or took him somewhere and they have him hiding. Let's hope. Not sure that's the case. We all know here that usually after 24 hours, the first 24 to 48 hours, something's happened, unfortunately. So we're going to see this, but during the detention and bail hearing, LeBray said that Bauer, Katrina's mom, intentionally sent him for disciplinary reasons for more than a week to the residence. She was aware of the tactics that were used and the lack of care provided. So it was an intentional thing by her that she admitted. Now, I heard the bail was set fairly low, but that they don't have money to get out. So these horrible people here, I mean, you can't judge a book, but something's not right. And they're not talking about what happened. So look at these pictures, real good. I'm not from any of these areas. I'm in California. So if you're in that area, please, even if you think it looks like somebody, there's an Amber Alert out for him. Hopefully, there's a ton of calls coming in right now. So I'm going to stop sharing that and we're going to come back here. I'm going to look at some of the comments. Yeah, Vietnamese and Caucasian mix. And that's what I was thinking too. I don't know who does that. And I'm not sure why she would send him for over a week to discipline him. To me, it sounds like she was off on some drug bender and she just didn't want to take care of him. That's what it sounds like to me. So I don't really know, but let's listen more because if you haven't heard about the case, I'm going to play some clips. I'm going to go to day one of the actual search and we'll start from there. We'll listen to the press conference and some other clips, and then we'll listen to the court hearing. They do a court hearing with Katrina and Jesse. So we all love court, right? It gives us the most information. And up until then, he's still missing and they're still searching. So let's pull this up and let's hear. All right. It's the latest on the search, and this is the first day, so it's not the latest. And yeah, potty training and bad behavior, supposedly. I haven't seen that yet because we're gonna listen to this, but what is that? I mean, that was a thing with the Harmony too, right? Potty training, even though she was. But we know kids act out when something bad's happening. That's the only thing that they can control is their, potty training type of things and bad behavior. So, um, I don't know why you would need a boot camp. Vang said a boot camp. Juror 13 told me Vang said it was like a boot camp, but for a 3-year-old, that's not what you need. You need to give them positive reinforcement when they use the bathroom. That's what you're supposed to do. I really just don't understand. Let's see what they say here. Let's listen to it together since maybe some of us haven't seen it.
Action 2 News at 4:30 starts now.
We don't want to think about the bad stuff that may possibly have happened to him, and we're hopeful.
Being a mother, like I said, I have a 3-year-old boy, so knowing that the community is here supporting is just so comforting to know that, because if this were to happen to my family, I know the community has my back.
The search for a missing 3-year-old in Two Rivers now moves into its second day. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here at 4:30. These are live looks right now at Two Rivers, where the search for Elijah Vue is in its 32nd hour. We have multiple crews on the scene, both downtown, an apartment complex that has been of interest in this case. We'll receive an update from law enforcement, we are told, sometime later today. This is an aerial view of search parties this morning as they began their searches. And as we've been following, 3-year-old Elijah was last seen at a home on Mishicot Road yesterday morning around 8 a.m. He was reported missing by an adult caregiver 3 hours later. An Amber Alert was issued yesterday afternoon. Law enforcement, first responders, search crews, as you see, have been combing the area throughout the night and at times collecting any evidence. And that search continues at this hour. Let's bring in our Jason Zimmerman live from Two Rivers as he has been following this all day long. Jason, what are you seeing now? What is happening right now to your knowledge?
Well, Chris, we're hoping to hear from investigators soon. We have not heard from police since the beginning of this search for Elijah Vue. Right behind me now, this apartment complex that we've been talking to, that's right off Mishicot Road. I can tell you that for most of the day, there's been a heavy police presence here. We've seen the DCI as well in the parking lot with their vehicles. So there's been a search that has focused around this apartment complex, which we believe is a place of interest. It may possibly be the last place where Elijah was seen before he went missing yesterday. I can also tell you it's a spot last night when I was out here on the far side of the building, right where I'm pointing there. That's where police had surrounded that area by the tree, and they found certain items which were put into evidence bags and taken with them. Now, we don't speculate on what items were, but there were several items here, and we don't know whether they were connected to Elijah or not. Police would not comment at the moment they were removing those items, but we do know that evidence has been collected out here and that the search across the city is still ongoing.
Jason, we had some comments from folks at the beginning of the show. Some you gathered today. Who did you talk to today? What did they tell you?
Well, I talked to several people who are searching right around this apartment complex, a lot of them neighbors, people in the community. But the one key person that I spoke to was Elijah's uncle, Orson Vue. He happened to stop by here on the road. I spoke to him last night when he pulled up, and so I recognized him right away. I went back over there. I talked to him. He gave me a lot more information today. He says he was briefed by a detective early this morning who basically said, we're going to continue this search throughout the day, but he didn't have a whole lot of new information. So the family's telling me, the uncle told me they're just waiting for details. They're still holding out hope. They're extremely worried right now. He says they're having more family come to the area today in light of what has happened to be together. And so they're just out there asking people once again that if you have information, to please go to the police and share it. He says that, they are worried, and they are very grateful, though, for the hundreds of volunteers that have participated in the search for Elijah at this point.
Jason, to our eye, what's happening behind you, there's not as much activity as maybe you mentioned what you saw last night. Is there still police presence on the other side of that building, that apartment complex?
Well, up until just a short time ago, there was a decent police presence out here in the parking lot. As I mentioned, both local police and the DCI. I can tell you that right now there's a single police car sitting over here over my left shoulder that's keeping an eye on the area, but I believe it's just to, guard evidence or guard a perimeter to keep people away that shouldn't be in a particular spot. But the majority of the police did leave a short time ago. And again, it might have to do with, yes, that they're going to release an updated statement a short time from now with some new details. So we don't know what they're doing at the moment, but I can tell you the command, the vehicle that was here as well, left also today a short time ago. At this point, we're just waiting to hear what police might potentially tell us in next hour or so.
And let's go to that wait. You've covered a lot of cases like this in your career. Is it unusual? I mean, we're talking 30 plus hours since he was last seen. It's been 18 plus hours since we last had a release of information from law enforcement. That came last night via social media. We're told it's going to happen again later today, but there's been a long gap here. Is that unusual?
I've covered a lot of these cases where kids have gone missing or people have gone missing over the last few decades. And I can tell you that it's somewhat unusual. Typically, when somebody goes missing, you see the police on television right away. They're trying to put out a description of a potential suspect. They're asking people for information, providing any type of clues that they can. That was not the case here. We've yet to hear police go on TV or take questions from the local media. So that is a little bit unusual.
So we're going to go over this after, and we're going to listen to the press conference and hear what they have to say. But everybody listening here, and Dustin, Andrew, that's great that you work with. That's awesome that you're on the chat and you work with investigations and court hearings from all over the world, and that they're looking for this little boy. My prayers and all of yours, I'm sure, go out to him. But, I wonder, after the 32 hours, and tomorrow will be a week since he's been missing, what could have happened to him? I mean, somebody reported him within 3 hours. So I wonder if maybe something went too far. Somebody that was disciplining him went too far. And let's pray that didn't happen. But I'm speculating here that if something went too far and they hid the body somewhere, how could a 3-year-old survive on his own without somebody knowing where he is, having him, or him just not being with us anymore? So yeah, definitely press conference and statements. There's nothing new, but I just want to play and see what they say. There's still nothing new. As of today, as of the last 15 minutes, I haven't found anything. So let's finish listening to this. I just want to go over it with everybody so I can get the awareness out to the people that don't know about the case. Someone might have taken him. Maybe he is somewhere. Somebody can find him, but a lot of times it's not hopeful.
Well, the other thing is we don't know what happened here. People were told that the child was last seen around 8 a.m., but was reported missing around 11. So yesterday, between those hours, is kind of a mystery. And that's one of the questions we'd like to ask. And also, typically a search party might go door to door. You see posters go up, you see family members speaking out. We remember that with Teresa Hallbuck many years ago when she went missing in Manitowoc in County, and that was the plea that went out. We haven't quite seen that. But we have seen a search that's focused on the water. We've seen boats go out. We've also seen a search with ATVs on farmland right outside the city. So a little bit different type of atmosphere.
All right, Jason, thanks so much. And we'll get that update from you as soon as it becomes available. Again, law enforcement telling us.
And then they got all right. So there's not a lot of options at this point. Juror 13's right. I mean, and Dustin, he's either passed away or he's still alive somewhere. And every once in a while you do hear about that. You hear that somebody was found and, there was usually something nefarious going on, and the kid will need a lot of help, but at least they're alive. And yeah, there could be a lot of places, and when they're looking in water, that's not a good sign. And I have some of the footage where they're looking for they're using drones and things. That's usually not a good sign. So let me hear what they say at the press conference. And I don't know if anybody's seen the hearing with the two people, but I do want to watch the hearing because I want to see what they say, what they're going to do with these people. It sounds like they're not talking, and I'm not sure if it's because they don't know or they're not talking because they just don't want to be in trouble, right? I don't know. There's so much speculation in this case.
I moved the mic here. Just want to make sure it was okay.
No.
That's what I asked.
It's only 4 minutes, guys. It's probably more questions than answers, but let's hear what they have to say.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Meinert, the Chief of Police with Two Rivers Police Department. I'd like to provide everybody with an update on our efforts to locate a 3-year-old missing boy, Elijah Vue, who's been missing from our community since yesterday morning. Our hearts go out to Elijah's family during this incredibly difficult time. We want to assure them and the public that we are doing everything in our power to bring Elijah home safely. I will not discuss specific strategies related to the search for Elijah because I simply don't want to limit the information our community has to offer. Since the moment Elijah was reported missing, our law enforcement from local, state, and federal agencies, along with dedicated volunteers and community members, have been working tirelessly around the clock to search every inch of our city and beyond into the county. Our search and rescue teams have been combing through our neighborhoods, parks, wooded areas, and they've been following up on all leads and tips from the public. We still have an active Amber Alert. That Amber Alert for Elijah, we are continuing to follow every and all avenues. Elijah is a 3-year-old male. He was last seen at approximately 8 a.m. yesterday in the 3800 block of Mishkat Road here in the city of Two Rivers. Elijah is approximately 3 feet tall, 45 to 55 pounds, with brown eyes and dark blonde hair. He was wearing dark colored sweatpants and shoes with a dinosaur print. I want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has volunteered their time, resources, and support to assist in the search for Elijah. Your unwavering commitment to the well-being of Elijah and our community is inspiring. We could not do this without you. As we continue our efforts, I want to emphasize the importance of remaining vigilant and proactive. Additionally, I want to remind everyone to please refrain from spreading rumors and false information. This can hinder our search efforts for Elijah. All official facts and information regarding this search will come from us at the Two Rivers Police Department. Let us focus on our collective energy on supporting one another and bringing Elijah home. If you haven't done so, please check your home surveillance and search your personal property, but also be mindful of others' private property. We urge anyone with any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please come forward and share that with law enforcement immediately. Every piece of information could be the key to bringing Elijah home. Anyone with information can call the state tip line. We've provided that number, 844-267-6648, or utilize the P3 Crime Stoppers app. You can choose to remain anonymous. The Two Rivers Police Department will provide updates as more information becomes available. Again, thank you. Thank you once again for your continued support and all the cooperation that we've had during these challenging times. Thank you.
Chief, do you have a suspect right now? And where are the mother and father and all of this?
Sorry, we're not going to take any questions at this time. Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about why this rose to the level of hamburger? Just talk about.
Well, I guess they didn't have much to talk about, right? And I think the important thing that they did talk about was not spreading rumors, not having people report on this and say this person did it or he's here or I saw him there. I think that is the important part to stay on track, but it doesn't sound like they know much if they're doing these extensive searches. I'm going to show the next one. That way I can I need to check my DMs and make sure I'm not missing anything, but let's watch the continued search. Now this is before the parents got arrested. So they're kind of just talking about that. I'm just going step by step with this. All right. So let's see what they have to say here. They're showing landfills here. So yeah, whoever was talking about landfills, definitely right.
New drone video. It shows crews working to find 3-year-old Elijah Vue. This at a landfill about 45 minutes west of Two Rivers. Police have been using canines, drones, just about everything that they can. They're also going door to door. They are looking for little Elijah, who was last seen at his home Tuesday morning in Two Rivers. Police say they're working round the clock to try to find the 3-year-old. Let's give you a timeline of the search for the boy. He disappeared on Tuesday on the north side of Two Rivers. Police asked the public to look through surveillance and public land. And now cash bonds were set for Vue's mother and a man who was living in their home. Fox 6's Abril Preciado picks up the story from here. Abril?
Good evening. There is a sense of urgency in the community, all in hopes to find Elijah Vue, and the family is hoping to find some answers.
The clock is ticking in the race to find 3-year-old Elijah Vue. Search parties in different areas of Manitowoc County are looking for any signs of the missing boy.
We felt bad, and I have a kid myself, so I was concerned for all that.
Today, Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, appeared in court. Bauer and Jesse Vang, a man who lived at their home, were both arrested on an allegation of child neglect. One of the boy's relatives asked the court to make sure Bauer and Vang are available to answer questions from police.
They are the last two to have seen our baby Elijah, and at this moment are the prime suspects. So until we find the truth as to the whereabouts of Elijah, we like to make sure that these two are readily available for questioning.
The judge set bail for Bauer at $15,000 and bail for Vang at $20,000. They are not allowed to have any contact with each other or any child under the age of 18. The search first made statewide headlines when an Amber Alert was issued Tuesday. Sky Fox captured this video of about a dozen people in bright yellow hazmat suits searching a landfill about 45 minutes west of Two Rivers. Search teams are using drones and going door to door as they try to bring the child home.
Bauer and Vang are due back in court on Monday. Reporting live in Manitowoc County, Abril Preciado, Fox 6.
All right. So nobody really has any more information. Everything I looked up is the search just continuing. It says the family members in jail for harming Elijah. So it sounds like this little boy's just had a rough life. He doesn't look like it. He looks so cute and well dressed and clean. It's so hard to tell. I want to let's see how long this is. I don't think this is very long, but it's just a little more information on it. And then I do want to play their court hearing. Everything I looked up goes day by day, and just nothing's coming up. They're not getting any more information. It's so sad. And it's tomorrow's a week, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jason Zimmerman. The search continues today in the Two Rivers area for a missing 3-year-old boy who hasn't been seen since early Tuesday morning. Efforts are focused on the land and water with volunteers from across the region working with police and firefighters to provide assistance. They are looking for 3-year-old Elijah Vue. Here is his picture right there. He is 45 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He has a birthmark on his left knee. Again, he was last seen in Two Rivers on Tuesday morning. In a First Alert update, Samantha Cavalli joins us live from Two Rivers with the very latest details. Samantha.
Right, Jason. Police today throughout Saturday night and into Sunday morning have been looking everywhere for Elijah, and that search continuing today as they posted out on social media that they are going to be looking at the city's rivers. Now today they had that help from the dive teams at Green Bay and Door County Sturgeon Bay areas. Now while the police continued their searches today, the public also continued its searches as early as 9 o'clock this morning. We caught up at the Mikado Theater in Manitowoc, where that has been the headquarters and home base for those from the Two Rivers and Manitowoc communities coming out to help in the search. They've checked off on maps where they have been. They've taken pictures of anything they have found and brought it back to maybe have it sent to police. Now, the Vue family says they are grateful for the support from the community during this time, as everyone has one common goal of bringing Elijah home safely.
You have a little boy out there that's lost. You pray. You don't know where he's at. And if it was my kid, I would want everybody here. I just pray that he's safe.
It actually makes me a little bit emotional because there is so much love pouring from the Vue family and their extended family. And they're going through such a terrible time, and they continue to show gratefulness and grace. I don't know how they're doing it.
Now, Beneke does say that they are taking a break from the search tomorrow and Wednesday, but they will be back in full force on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday through Sunday. All of the information will be found on the Two Rivers, Wisconsin News and Information Facebook page. Now, police also want to remind people that if they see something, to call the Crime Stoppers phone number. Their tip line, again, is 844-267-6648. Also, tomorrow, Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, and co-defendant Jesse Vang will be back in court at 1:30 p.m. Reporting live in Two Rivers, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.
Time again, the missing 3-year-old was last seen Tuesday morning in Two Rivers. Anyone with information is being asked to call the number that you see right there on your screen.
Oh. All right. So, yeah, if somebody, I did not see the probable cause affidavit. I did see them in court. Are they showing that in court? I'm Darcy Miller, and you're not the only one. Sadie's mama says there was the probable cause affidavit that came out today. If anybody has a link to that or can direct me, yeah, every day goes into the second week that they're searching, and that's basically what they're talking about. Is they're just going over and over, showing the mom in court, and then I have them in court. So are they gonna talk about the affidavit? Then does anybody know? I guess maybe we can play that and see. Most of the time, mostly everything that I see here is just the search continued. So here's the second week one. I'll look for it and then I'll play that one. Maybe that's the one I'm looking for. I don't know. Let's see. So it continues.
Search for little Elijah Vue. So we want to get right to the very latest on that. The community has been searching in Two Rivers all weekend. He's been missing since last Tuesday. Here's his picture, and once again, his description. Elijah Vue, 45 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. Elijah also has a birthmark on his left knee. And again, if you know any information, if you have any tips, the state tip line right there is on your screen, 844-267-6648. I want to go now to our Emily Roberts, who's been following this story since Elijah first went missing. She's live in Two Rivers. Emily, what do we know this morning?
Tammy, no one is giving up. One person who has been searching for Elijah has walked about 300 miles so far. That's according to a spokesperson for Elijah's family. The Two Rivers Police Department posting online the Door County and Green Bay dive teams, plus Wings of Hope and North Star Search and Rescue helped over the weekend. Maria Wright is one of hundreds who are keeping an eye out for any sign of Elijah. She says she searched the Maribel Caves, beaches, neighborhoods, and she's going to keep going until she finds something. Hopefully, Elijah's safe.
Well, out here for the same reason, to find that little boy. And when
All right, so I'm going to play them in court. Maybe that will give us more information, and it probably is. It probably does have the affidavit in there. I am not sure. I didn't get to see it. I saw the missing boy and juror number 13. I don't know why that double posted either, but I saw that he was missing and it had been going on, and that was the first time I saw it since juror 13 told me about it. I don't live in Wisconsin, so I don't get to hear all of those things, but I do have them appearing in court, and let's see what they have to say. Now.
These are the bond hearings for Friday, February 23rd. Again, I'll note that we have quite an interested group of persons regarding some of our hearings today. If additional people do sign in and are in the waiting room, I'll let them in. They may miss what we need, what they want to see, but that's the best way I can accommodate everyone. Anyone who arrives late will not have heard that. I would prefer them to be watching via the live stream. So I'll have to let them in. All right, we will have a couple of in-person return on warrants. We're going to take care of the two individuals that everyone is interested in first, simply because then we can let the cameras and media folks leave. So our first individual is Katrina Bauer. Ms. Bauer is referred for party to a crime neglecting a child. There is a probable cause statement. At this point, this is referred for charges. It is not yet a complaint. And it is just that charge. I don't know what the public is expecting to happen today, but I'm just wanting to set everyone up that this is probably going to be disappointing to what you think. This is the charge. This is what we're dealing with. All right, Attorney Larson.
Ms. Bauer's address is 920 Race Street, apartment 203, Wisconsin Dells 53965. She does not currently have a telephone number. Her date of birth is 12/9/92. She is currently receiving SSDI and therefore is not employed. She has a history of making court dates except for 2 occasions. In 2017, she had a bench warrant issued, but 2 days later it was withdrawn without a hearing. Then she had another missed court in a CT matter, and that was restored to a signature bond within a week.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the DA, and then my understanding is there are some victims that wish to speak. They do have a right to speak on the subject of bail only today. And then I will give Attorney Larson the last word before I make a decision. Attorney Labrie.
Commissioner, the state is asking for $15,000 cash bail
We're asking for no contact with the co-defendant, Jesse Vang. We're also asking for no contact with any children under the age of 18. Judge Dietz has already found probable cause. That was done yesterday with an affidavit submitted to the judge. So probable cause has been established by a circuit court judge. The state feels that the cash bond is warranted based upon the facts that are listed in the affidavit before Your Honor, as well as the fact that she intentionally sent that child for disciplinary reasons for more than a week to the residence. She was aware of the tactics used and the lack of care provided. This was an intentional thing by her.
Has anyone seen this yet? Or is this the first time you're watching it? I'm glad you're here watching it with me. I watched the very beginning and I watched the end to make sure they were both there. And I do know that they want to keep them there as long as they can. So number one, maybe they'll talk. Number two, if they did something with the body, that they're not going to be able to move it and hide it like out of Montgomery so it can never be found. So I love watching these court appearances and all the court things. So we're going to watch it together. It's giving us more information now about what exactly is going on as much as it can, right? Until I get new information. So I'm going to continue watching it. Thanks for being here with me.
Her. And on at least 2 occasions during interviews, she has provided false information on her whereabouts during the past week. So there is a concern of providing false information to officers. So there is additional charges of obstructing that will be coming. She does not reside in Manitowoc County. She does have, as Attorney Larson referenced, some prior matters. She has 17 CT 752 out of Outagamie County, where I counted 4 missed court appearances. February 1st, 2018, where a bench warrant was authorized. That was returned on warrant February 9th. May 16th, 2018, bench warrant was issued. Return on warrant was May 23rd. On August 14th, 2018, failed to appear for the plea hearing. Bench warrant authorized. Return on warrant October 19th. November 6th, 2018, failed to appear. Bench warrant returned on November 15th. Then in 17 CT 236 out of Outagamie County, there was a missed court on June 21st. The return on warrant was June 23rd. She also had from 2011 in Winnebago County. I think she, based upon her lack of ties, the seriousness of the offense, the prior missed court appearances, that a significant cash bail is warranted, and I would ask the court to impose that with the other conditions requested. Thank you.
And I'll just review, it was the no contact with persons under the age of 18 and no contact with the co-defendant.
Correct.
All right, thank you. All right, so at this point, the victims that wish to speak can come up. You need to come up to one of the microphones. You do not need to identify yourself.
Okay. My family and I are requesting a no cash bail. They are the last 2 to have seen our baby Elijah, and at this moment are the prime suspects. So until we find the truth as to the whereabouts of Elijah, we like to make sure that these 2 are readily available for questioning. And in the case where bail is given and made, we ask that the person on bail have no contact with anyone under the age of 18 years old and the families of the victim. That is all I have.
Right, thank you. Someone else? Or no? Okay. All right, that's the only victim that wishes to speak. Attorney Larson.
Commissioner, I would just indicate that Ms. Bauer does not have any cash to post. She does receive SSDI. She does qualify for an attorney through our office, and she has no significant assets. I understand that she lives in Wisconsin Dells, but she does reside in the state. and she will appear at all future court dates. We ask that the court take those factors into consideration.
I'm finding a lot of different things. We can search YouTube after if you want. I see beyond. I see
This
Marv's
court
channel.
has neglect charges before it fairly regularly. This case, though, has drawn the attention because we have the missing child involved. And that, of course, pulls that court's feelings and emotions and heartstrings for the care of the child, but it doesn't change the nature of the charges from any other neglect case. And I think we have to keep that in mind too, that that's what we have right now. I've seen the probable cause statements. I know there's more specifics about the alleged behaviors, tactics, as I believe Attorney Labrie referenced it. I suspect that as charging decisions are made, there could be other charges added. The mother, though, was not present. She knew. That makes it the party to the crime or enabling the behaviors. The lack of immediate ties to the community.
I'm not sure.
Are something I can consider.
Right.
The likelihood that there would be additional misses. While the family is saying low cash bail, they want the individuals to be available. If they're in the jail, potentially they are available. Now, the other consideration besides the alleged crimes, I'm to also consider the ability of a person to abide by the conditions, which means are they able to post? And it would not appear that Ms. Bauer on her own is able to do so. I do not know if she has resources as she reaches out to her extended family that would be able to assist her in posting bond. I thank Attorney Labrie for mentioning that Judge Dietz had already taken care of.
Okay, I found another one that was posted 5 hours ago. I think I know what you're talking about, Sadie's mama. It was 6 minutes long, and then I got something from Carly, and it's like a ad. So I'll go over both of those. This one, yeah, there's not much. I can if you guys want to hear it. This lady's talking really slow, and she's kind of like she's making sense, but I'm not sure why she's going at that pace just to say that. And if anybody's asking, it's an open court hearing, and that can happen. People can get on the court hearing and actually be on it. And I don't know why. That's happened before where I just got bombarded. There was a big case. I don't know if it was the Vallow case or one of the cases recently, and a bunch of people got on it. Maybe it was the Hildebrandt case. I can't remember. And they messed up the whole hearing. So I don't know what that person in the background's doing.
Signing the probable cause statements. There's no doubt that the information does meet that standard. I am going to set cash bail. At this stage, the $15,000, while substantial, is also appropriate. I'll set that amount with the two conditions: no contact with any persons under the age of 18, no contact with the co-defendant, Jesse Vang. And everyone knows the name, so I'm just going to use it. I don't think there's any point, and we don't usually protect the co-defendant. We've been putting the names in the documents. Now, the next hearing will, of course, be on Monday. following usual
Okay,
practices.
that is the next
I
hearing.
don't know where we'll be on Monday,
I'll
but
pull it up next.
for court, that will be in branch. Moving to 3, are we not on Monday? Yes. February.
Or federal super.
I'm having trouble listening to that lady not talk about anything. So I'm going to bring the other Vang on, and she's going to say almost the same thing. And then I can go to the hearing today. She's right. It was on Monday. I did pull it up. So come on, lady, bring him in. There he is.
All right, we are prepared. We'll go back on the record. This is Jesse Vang. Mr. Vang is referred for child neglect. There is a probable cause statement. I'll just jump ahead and assume that Judge Dietz signed probable cause on this matter as well. I don't have that copy. That is the only charge here as well today. Attorney Larson.
Mr. Vang's address is 3918 Mishicot Road, apartment 2 in Two Rivers. His phone number is 920-242-4289. His date of birth is 1/4/84. He is currently self-employed. I looked at CCAP over the past 10 years. There was a 2012 case. There were no misses. It also appears that he's on a federal detainer or federal supervision.
I had heard that bit of information as well. Attorney LaBrie?
Commissioner, the state is asking for $20,000 cash. We're asking for no contact with the co-defendant, no contact with any children under the age of 18, as well as absolute sobriety. The defendant, as the court had noted, probable cause has been found by Judge Dietz already. He was the actor that was here in the community, dealing with the victim and utilizing the discipline and the tactics as well as the lack of care. I think there is sufficient probable cause that has also been confirmed by the judge in the affidavits that have been submitted. I am concerned about his appearance in court. He has recently been convicted in 2017 in federal court of conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine. He was incarcerated for approximately 6 years as a result of that and was on supervision when this occurred. I believe there is currently a hold, but that is also being reviewed. He does have prior record in addition to that. He had an OWI first in 2023. In 2007, he had felony bail jumping out of Outagamie County, where aggravated battery and battery were dismissed and read in. He failed to appear for his arraignment on May 23rd, 2008, and the return on warrant was May 22nd, 2009. So he failed to appear for court and did not return for a year later. He also has from 2007 a disorderly conduct, 2006 resisting obstructing out of Outagamie County. That same year, possession of cocaine, a second and subsequent out of Outagamie. In 2004, delivery of cocaine out of Winnebago. That same year, possession of cocaine out of Outagamie. In 2002, battery by inmate. Also that same year, a child abuse out of Outagamie County, as well as a fleeing an officer. He has been incarcerated a significant amount of time over the past several years. He also, while on state supervision in the past, has had 3 separate abscondings in 2009, 2004, and 2003. He has contacts or family in California, Michigan, and Minnesota. So he does have resources outside the state of Wisconsin. I think a significant cash bond is warranted. I would ask for the $20,000 cash with the no contact with the co-defendant, no contact with any children under 18, as well as absolute sobriety. There was a reference in the probable cause affidavit to consumption of alcohol. So I would ask for that condition as well.
Attorney LaBrie, I just want to verify my understanding. This federal detainer is based upon an supervision, so it's much like a probation hold in Wisconsin.
It is similar, but he does have rights to a hearing, and I believe there was a hearing today. I don't know the results of the hearing.
All right, thank you. Okay, at this point, if the victim wishes to speak on this case as well, or if there's another victim, this would be the time. No one has to, but this is the time if you wanted to. All right, you think that? Okay.
Yeah, where is Elijah, sir? So nothing else really happens in this. I thought it'd be interesting. There is another hearing they had today that was 6 minutes. So I can play that. And yeah, why does this dude painting right here in the middle? That's funny. So yeah, I don't think he says anything. Basically they just bring them in. The parents say nothing, or the parent and then this guy, they say nothing about anything, which leads me to believe that they know something or the body's somewhere. I hate to say that, and I have prayers for them, but I don't think that he's going to come home in the way that we want him to. So I did get the pictures of the affidavit. Carly was kind enough to send me the pictures that somebody posted up. I can pull it up after on Facebook. So there's another hearing today. This one didn't say anything other than they tried to set the bond high, which they did in cash, so they can't get out. Let me fast forward a little. I don't think anything happens. We'll go to the next one, and then I'll look. The affidavit's long. I don't think I'm gonna read the whole thing, but I want to take a look at it.
Well, in one way, I've already set the $15,000 on the other individual. So we have a precedent for today's purposes. And it is clear to me that taking the probable cause statement as true for today, he is the one who was present and would be responsible for any neglect resulting in the child being missing or the lack of care. That being the case, we'll set the $20,000. He also has a greater ability to flee and not appear.
This says a lot.
I don't know how the detainer will work. The $20,000 cash, absolute sobriety, no use of alcohol or drugs, any kind, anywhere.
All right. So this hearing says a whole lot. The fact that they're not talking, they're not saying a word, they're staying quiet. So yeah, this is not good. This is not good at all. I'm going to switch to the next hearing that happened today. It's like 6 minutes, and then I'll look through the probable cause, or yeah, the PC affidavit, and see how much I can get through, or what, see if I can pull it up that way. I didn't have any time to plan. So yeah, let me know if you could hear me. My computer, my headphones made a weird noise. I don't know what that was, but let's pull this down and take this one down. And I want to show the other one from today. Let's go to, oh, hold on one second. This was from today.
March 7th at 10:30. Bill's been March 7th at 10:30. Bill's been set Attorney LaBrie, do you know if there's anyone that wishes in accordance with Marcy's law?
Yes, Judge, and I believe it is the phone number of Mark Orison.
Okay, can the person who's on Orson's iPhone unmute?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you a victim in the case with Miss Bauer?
I'm the family of the victim, yes.
Okay, and you wanted to make a statement today?
Yes.
All right, I need you to state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Orson Vue, Orsonvue.
All right, sir, keeping in mind that this is just the initial appearance, and all we're doing today is setting the prelim, you do have the right under Marcy's law to address the court at any proceeding. This would be one, so go ahead and tell me what you care to.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Our family would like to ask that the court does not allow or change any bail or bond amount, and have these two individuals held fully accountable for their actions or lack thereof. After reading just a few things from the criminal complaint, these two individuals should not be allowed to walk freely amongst us and further find where Elijah is. That's all.
All right. Just so you're aware, Mr. Vue, the court's not taking up any issues in regards to bail today. If a motion for bail is made prior to any hearing or a bail hearing is set, you'll certainly get notice through the DA's office. So just make sure you stay in touch with the victim witness coordinator, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else for the record, Attorney LaBrie?
Yeah, I think this is going to be quick.
Anything else for the record?
Nothing new.
No. Then we're adjourned.
Again, nobody's talking.
Can we do Ms. Reed? Right?
The mom's not saying anything. She just walked away.
Ms. Reed, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Attorney Fay, you're doing Mr. Vang.
Yes, I am.
All right. Can we give Mr. Vang?
Yeah, this is just another nothing burger.
In state of Wisconsin versus Jesse Vang, 24 CF 162. Appearances in courtroom.
State appears by Jacqueline LaBrie. Mr. Vang appears in custody with Attorney Heather Fay. This is a special.
Yeah, I see March 7th. I wonder what's going to happen.
For an initial appearance today. Attorney Fay, do you have a copy of the complaint?
We do, Judge. We waive its reading at this time and request a preliminary hearing.
March 7th at 10:30. Bail's been set. Anything else for the record from the state?
Judge, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we should probably check with Mr. Vue again. Sorry, thank you. Mr. Vue, you have the opportunity to address the court again in this case if you care to. If you wish to make a statement on the record for Mr. Vue's case as well, you're welcome to. I just need to have you let me know whether or not you want to make a statement.
Was the statement I made earlier not for this? Sorry, I'm a little confused right now.
That's okay. It's we call the cases separately, so each case has its own record made. So if you want to make a statement for the record on this file, you can. I certainly heard what you had to say earlier, and my response would basically be the same. We're not taking up bail today, and if bail were to be addressed at some point down the road, you'd be notified of that. So, do you wish to say anything else for the record today, sir?
Yeah, no, that's all.
Okay. Anything else then, Attorney LaBrie?
No, Judge, thank you.
Attorney Fay?
Wow, that was a whole bunch of nothing. Both hearings, but we got March 7th out of it, which is really weird because, I mean, they're just not talking, which I don't understand. I mean, I get not talking. It just seems like they just have absolutely nothing to say, which leads me to believe that a lot of these efforts that are going on are probably for nothing. I'm not sure what they did with the little boy or what happened, but they know something, and they're only being charged right now for neglect. So if they find the body, then, it's going to lead up to other charges, and that's why they want that to happen. That's why they want to keep them in there as long as they can. So I got some of the affidavit. I'm going to share my screen and see if I can find anything here. Let's pull up the first one. All right, so if everybody can hear me, yep, everything's on. I'm going to pull this back up. Okay, so we do have that. Thank you so much, Carly, for that. State of Wisconsin Circuit Court, Manitowoc County, Two Rivers Department. Okay, so this is for Katrina Bauer. I'm going to go through it quickly because there's a lot here. Count 1, neglecting a child. Specified harm did not occur and child under 6 years of age. PTAC as a party of crime. So I'm not going to read everything, obviously, but it does say the above named defendant on February 12th, 2024, and then through the 20th, the Two Cities River, and then they gave out a whole bunch of codes in here, child victim, date of birth, and seriously in danger to a physical, mental, or emotional health. And I assume that is for what she did. It says, the physical and mental health and probable consequences of violation could be under a bunch of penal codes, right? So I'm thinking that, yeah, thanks, Carly, so much. I didn't have a lot of time to research this. It came out and I was working, I got off, and there you go. So, wow. So she did say what she did with him, and that she puts it off to this guy that she handed him over for consequences. So count 2, obstructing an officer. Didn't know that. The above named defendant on or about Tuesday the 20th, when she was arrested, obviously, did knowingly obstruct an officer while an officer was doing an act in an official capacity. Interesting. I didn't know that. Count 3, another obstructing an officer. Above named defendant, all the penal code things. So capacity with lawful authority, obstructed officers. And I don't know how. I have no idea. If anybody knows or understands, they can put in the comments. I'm reading this, so I don't want to go back and forth, but I could probably make this a little bigger. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. If not, that's okay because I'm reading it. So probable cause. Here we go, everybody. This is what you're all waiting for. The complainant alleges he is informed by the reports of Megan Klumpkin, known to the complainant to be a detective of Two Rivers Police Department, and Detective Lieutenant Jacob Glaser of the Two Rivers Police Department, that the incident occurred in the city of Two Rivers, Manitowoc County, Wisconsin. Based on the information provided by Detective Klumpkin and Detective Glaser. Okay, here we go. On 2/20/24, the Two Rivers Police Department was notified by dispatch that Jesse Vang called 911 at 10:59 a.m., reporting that he was babysitting a 3-year-old child victim. We know who that is. Vang reported that while watching the child, he fell asleep. When he woke up, the child was missing. Law enforcement responded to Vang residence at 39. Well, I don't want to read that because I don't want them to say that I didn't redact it or something. So let's not say the address, and hopefully we don't see it, but they're giving the full address. Two Rivers, Manitowoc County. We hear what happened. Enforcement has been unsuccessful in locating Elijah Vue. They call him the victim. Okay. On the 20th, 2/20/24, Detective Klumpian of the Two Rivers Police Department spoke with Vang at the residence, and I'm not going to read it, said he's in a relationship with the victim's mother, Katrina Bauer. Vang stated that the victim has been staying with him recently. Vang stated he's been trying to help her correct Elijah's bad behaviors. Vang stated that he was assisting with the care of the victim for approximately 1 month, but not continuously. Vang stated that on today's date, 2/20/24, he woke up with his autistic teenage son. Vang helped his son with getting on the bus at approximately 07:30 hours. Vang stated the victim was still asleep. We know the victim to be Elijah Vue, right? So I don't have to say that every time. I'm just going to read it. After he walked his son out to the bus, Vang stated that he woke the victim at approximately 0800 hours, which was about 30 minutes later, and brought him into the bedroom with him. Vang stated that he shut the door and fell asleep. Vang stated he woke up at approximately 1100 hours and found the victim gone. Vang says he then called 911 to report him missing. That's a little odd. I'm going to keep reading it, but that is really odd. 30 minutes in that he did that. Something's going on. So number 3, on 2/20/24, Detective Glacier spoke with Bauer. Bauer stated the victim has been in the care of Jesse Vang for approximately 1 week. Bauer resides in the Wisconsin Dells. Bauer stated she dropped off the victim with Jesse Vang on 2/12, which was 8 days prior, in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. She intended on victim coming back to Wisconsin Dells on Friday, 2/23. I'm deep in this reading it, and I'm definitely not reading the addresses or phone numbers. Nobody could really see that, so I'm redacting them myself. And I appreciate you guys being here with me because I'm reading it for you all if you haven't seen it yet. I love reading this kind of stuff, so thank you. All right, so she's telling them that 8 days. He was with her for 8 days. DCI agent Neil Lofi spoke with Katrina, the mom, and denied that she was on the Manitowoc County area for February 16, 2024. Detective K is aware that Detective K is aware that pursuant to search warrants, law enforcement did conduct forensic extractions of Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer's cell phones after they were consensually turned over to law enforcement. Based on the analysis of the cell phones, specifically location data obtained, the law enforcement obtained information that contradicted Katrina Bauer's statements that she had not been in the Manitowoc area on February 16th through 17th. Law enforcement located messages from Vang to Bauer at approximately 6:39 p.m. and the hours of 6:49 p.m. on February 17th, where Vang tells Bauer that he's angry that the victim overfilled his diaper with poop and pee. You all are right. It was about that. It was about potty training, and Vang gave victim a cold shower. Vang noted that the victim was clean but scared. Oh boy. Now that I'm reading this, everybody, I'm thinking they're searching because they have some information. Oh man, I see a lot of things now that are starting to add up, and I'm seeing the drones, I'm seeing the planes. I actually have a video of them doing a search and they are not matching up. Wow, okay. Now I'm putting 2 and 2 together with you guys here. This is crazy. Oh man, thank you, Carly. This is just putting it all together. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. Geez. So Detective G spoke with Katrina Bauer, the mom, and she stated that Jesse Vang was the enforcer of the rules in the relationship. Oh my God, this sounds so familiar. Okay, that was the enforcer in the relationship, and that the reason for sending the victim to stay with Vang, that's why, because she discussed with him the limits of what discipline she did not want used. Yeah, I don't believe that. Other than that, she is fine with whatever discipline Vang enforces. She gave examples of the discipline, including praying. Yes, saying that he was sorry and going over 4 rules that the victim is supposed to be memorizing. Let me know if you all are still here and okay. Yeah, everybody's still here. I'm reading this. Thank you. I'm still reading it. If you all are here, I'm going to read it. So if you get tired of hearing me, let me know. So memorizing. At no point did she admit that she was in the city of Two Rivers between the 12th and the 24th, to 2024. So between the February 12th and February 20th, or had any face-to-face contact with her son, the victim. She said that she was discussing behavior issues with Vang around Thanksgiving of 2023, which is a year ago, and she said she needed to try harder to stop the behavior. Bauer stated that she wanted Vang to teach the victim by example how to be a man. Wow. She said the first victim had gone to stay by Vang without her in January 2024. To be a man at 3 years old, huh? She said that the past week was the longest time the victim had stayed with Vang. Something happened, guys, without her being there. Detective G said while talked about this the past week, she admitted that she had been there in Two Rivers on February 16th. So she said she hadn't been there, and now she's saying she has. She said she left the Wisconsin Dells around 6 or 7 p.m. and arrived at Two Rivers late at night. She said she saw the victim on the couch, but he was tired. She said she left early in the morning on February 17th. She was confronted about being in Two Rivers on a different day, and she did admit she was in Two Rivers on February 14th for a period of time and then went home. Wow. There's much more to this story, guys. On 2/20, Vang consented to meeting with the law enforcement of TRPD and agreed to consensual interview. During the course of the interview conducted by Detective Michael Herman of the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office, Vang made consensual statements in regards to his recent interactions with the victim. Vang stated that the victim is afraid of him, then corrected himself and stated that he respects me. Ooh, he stated that they put victim here as a punishment for his bad behavior. They were trying to teach him how to be good here and good at home. Vang indicated that he was trying to make him understand that going home is like a privilege for him. He's 3 years old. That's not even real, guys. Number 8, Vang stated the victim was disciplined using timeouts. He described that his timeouts as being standing for periods of time for 1 to 3 hours. During this time, victim was required to pray or say, "I'm sorry, mommy." Vang reported that the victim was in a timeout for the majority of his time with Vang, as it was intended as a form of boot camp. Other than getting into things, Vang was unable to identify specific bad behaviors which required a timeout. Wow. Vang reported that the victim is not potty trained and that he's still wearing diapers. Vang advised that he changed the victim's diapers at least once a day. Once a day. On the evening of 2/19, this is hard to read without commentary, guys. Vang changed victim's diaper prior to him going to bed at approximately 8 to 9 p.m. He then watched Ready Player One. He stated the victim was not watching the movie as Vang put him in punishment. He stated the victim will stand in the corner or stand by the bed by me, Vang stated. He gets pretty tired from, I guess, like standing too. He explained he does not want to be mean to him, but he's trying to teach him to be more respectful. He was asking about February 19th, 2024, if he made victim stand, to which he replied, "Oh yeah, for probably 2 to 3 hours." Vang confirmed again that the victim stands for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. In the event the victim tries to sit down, Vang will say, "You want cold water?" Then he indicated he's fine. I'm not like his knees are shaking and about to fall over. Wow, guys, this is rough. Man. Whew. This is making me, this baby was 3. This is hard. Whew. I don't think there's too many more pages, so I'm going to keep reading. I didn't expect it to go this long, but I appreciate it. So let's keep going. I needed to take a break. I didn't get anything to drink myself before this. Okay. 9. On the morning of 2/20/2024 is when this happened. Vang woke up at approximately 07:30 hours and prepared his son for school. At the time, he saw the victim sleeping on the futon in the living room. Now, this is the morning it happened. Vang took his son to the bus stop, locked the apartment door. Upon returning to the apartment, Vang found the victim still sleeping on the sofa. He woke victim and they ate breakfast. He reported that the victim ate some cereal which had frosting on one side and wheat on the other. It sounds like frosted wheats without milk. Then they went to Vang's. Hold on real quick. Okay. One second. Can you guys hear me? I'm pausing this real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let me get back to this. Okay. All right, so we know he ate breakfast, and then as long as everyone can hear me, we're good. I don't want to keep reading. I think, yep, I turned the mic back on. We're good. I had to stop it for a second. Okay, so he ate cereal. He remembers all of this, but he doesn't know where this kid is. This is insane that he knows what movie he watched. He knows the times. He knows, like, he has all the details here, and yet, okay, so he ate some cereal with no milk. Then they went to Vang's bedroom where the victim was told to stand and pray near the foot of Vang's bed. He did not change the victim's diaper as he was too tired. He remembers all this, but what? Victim was not allowed to do fun things as he was in a timeout. When he asked about any toys at the apartment, Vang reported that there was one toy which he received at Christmas time. This toy was similar to a toolbox. However, he was not allowed to play with it during the week of 2/12/24 to 2/20/24, 8 freaking days as he was in a timeout. When he asked what happens if the Jesus, I would take this little boy in a heartbeat. I would take him and just keep him and raise him forever. Unbelievable. All right, so I don't know what happened. I went to the next page and it clicked off. So I knew I was on number 9, but I think okay, so I went on number 9 and then now I'm back. All right, so we went through all that. There's a document too. The complaint is informed the records of Wisconsin Circuit Court. And yeah, the puppy snoring. Yeah, the puppy snores super loud. It's pretty funny. It's funny. I do have a good microphone. I have a 13, 14-year-old Yorkie. Definitely snores loud. It's pretty funny. All right, so now we can see that we've got some battery. I don't know what this is. Let me see. Oh, this is his report on this guy and what's happened. There's his record. So in 2002, PTC criminal damage to property. This is all it's all the way from 2002 2007. So flee an office, Manitowoc, battery by prisoner, Manitowoc, child abuse, intentionally causing harm. Oh wow, dealing cocaine, manufacturing and dealing cocaine in Winnebago, possession of cocaine, resist, obstruct an officer, felony bell jump, DC. Wow, man, did anybody see that? Oh, I missed the part about the beer. I don't know where it sounded like a person snore. Oh man, that is funny. Yeah, I have 3 dogs, most of them old, and it definitely. I think you heard it more than I did. Yeah, where? Oh, so yeah, I didn't see any part about Vang. Okay, so we're using this one, and I didn't see that. I'm just scrolling through what I got, and I didn't see anything about the beer. Morning of timeout. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell me what page that's on. I'm just scrolling through what I have here. Timeouts, morning of, woke up, all his documents, probable cause. We're back to that. And now it's a different color page. It's sent to me to law enforcement. Number 2. Let's see. Victim Vang stated, okay, so here's another thing. Timeout. Do not work with the victim. Vang stated that he would give him an ultimatum. Vang reported that the ultimatum he would say, do you want some cold water? Vang reported the victim did not like cold water, but did not know why. When he asked about the victim ate while he was with Vang, he stated pizza, noodles, cereal, and similar foods. He stated that the victim was still bottle fed and he was trying to get him to eat regular food. He was unable to provide specific details as to the food. While Vang was sleeping, he would lock the door to the apartment at the doorknob, deadbolt, and with a security chain attached to the top of the door. Someone had said that earlier. All that stuff, and he got out. I don't think so. To keep the victim from walking out of the apartment, Vang reported that on the evening, there it is, guys. There it is. Thank you for being patient with me. I didn't even know I was going to read all this right now. Okay. So Vang was sleeping. He would lock the door, the apartment at the doorknob, deadbolt, and with a security chain attached at the top of the door to keep the victim from walking out of the apartment. Here we go. Vang reported that on the evening prior to victim going missing, he had consumed 3 12-ounce Budweiser beers and 1 cyclobenzaprazine as a sleep aid. Those are pretty powerful. If anybody knows about those, they will knock you out. Okay, so the information provided by Agent Lofi, Detective Herman, Glacier, Clumpian is believed because they have provided true and reliable information as law enforcement officers. The information provided by Jesse Vang and Katrina Bauer is believed as is based on their observations and experiences. The complainant is informed by the records of Wisconsin Circuit Crime Information, yada, 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 yada. So, all right, guys. Wow. So I think I covered what I could today. Dang. That was that's why I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Man, Carly, you're great. And Greeno, you're here. There it is. True Crime Investigates. I always see that, and I know it's Anthony. Anthony, you're amazing as well. I'm glad I got to meet you. I met you through Zav, and then I met Carly through Greeno. Jeez. I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you guys for sticking out my my reading. I read the best that I could. Normally, if I was going to read something like that, I'd probably prep for it and have it all in order because I'm just like that. Make sure that nobody was snoring in the background. That was great, though. That's part of the show. That's part of the show, having things going in the background. And I got the headphones now so I can tune some of that out. But, man, y'all are so awesome. I can't wait to have a much bigger community and still catch all of you guys and see what everybody's saying. But, yes, beer and muscle relaxers is what happened. And it's not what happened. This guy was a POS, right? I'm going to speculate right here and right now that they know what happened, and that kid is not safe. They did something to that kid. There's an Adam Montgomery going on, and they took it too far. They took it too far, and that's it. They're not going to say anything. But let's all pray that we bring him home. No matter how we bring Elijah home, let's bring him home for a proper burial and keep these people in jail so that they can't get away and they can get convicted. Thank you all so much. I appreciate everybody. Again, everybody that's just lurking, not in the comments. You guys are amazing. True Crime Investigates. Thank you so much. I love his channel. Delphi. When I listen to Delphi, I swear, I shit you not, I just had my buddy today I was talking to, and I sent him to True Crime Investigates, and I said, this guy lives Delphi, and I listen to him 100%, and I believe what he says. So even if you're lying, Greeno, I still believe you. Not saying you are, but I go to your channel for Delphi because I can't stand some of those other channels. Oh, I just want to choke these people. So yes. True Crime Investigates. Carly, you're amazing. I'm going to need mods soon. Good night, everybody. I hope that I get to catch another live. Today was kind of a boring day. There was not a lot going on. Again, Jay with Guilty of Crime, please share this for this missing kid. If not for anything else, share it and let everybody know. Everybody have a good night and happy Monday. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate every one of you. Have a good night. And Carly, I'm about to send you some stuff. So thank you.